Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to our basketball segment. Episode 170.
You
All
gotta
right.
add that in post.
Yeah, whatever.
Add it
Uh,
in post. Add it in post.
um, so we got the Hawks. The Hawks up until
Nope, nope,
yesterday.
nope, nope, no, 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 no. Start with my team. You see it.
Oh. Norwood hates men's basketball unless it's about Florida. Florida
Correct.
is the number 9 team in the nation.
Baseball, what you talking about?
Is the number 9 team in the nation. Uh, you got it. Go ahead. I don't know nothing about this. They got a 7'9" dude. Ain't he seven?
He never plays. He never plays.
Ain't he like 7'9" though? He like
Yeah.
7 something.
He's so tall, and they show clips of him every day. And he's so tall that he looks like he's playing on a Fisher Price goal. It just happens to be 10 feet tall. But is he ever going to play or be good? No.
All I know is in warm-ups, he missed 2 layups in a row at the rim. And I said, boy, you don't even got to jump to touch above the rim. How do you miss that?
I was laughing. Me and my brother was laughing because I was like, "You got the 7-footer." He's like, "Yo, I know he sucks," and I was like, "All right, he does." But he's 7'9", but he's terrible. But I am excited. The real thing here is Florida's ranked number 9 in the AP top 10. They're undefeated. They're actually playing really good basketball. I'm excited.
Are they?
Now the top.
Who's the top? Who's the leading scorer?
Wait. Hold on. So I'm gonna cover the top 10. Like I'm really about to say, hey, I'm gonna tell y'all the top 10. Ready? Like the AP top 10, which is kind of crazy that there are so many SEC schools at the top of this thing. Tennessee, Auburn at 2, Iowa State at 3, Duke at 4, Kentucky at 5, Marquette at 6, Alabama at 7, Gonzaga at 8, and Florida at 9. Kansas, who just lost at 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, 5 SEC teams in the top 10.
What happened to the ACC? There's only one ACC team in there, and the ACC is supposed to be the basketball conference. Where's Virginia? Where's Clemson? Where's North Carolina? Where's North Carolina State? What happened to Wake Forest? Where's Georgia Tech and Stoudemire actually get more press than all of y'all? What is happening?
Oh, you know what's happening. And out of all the people, even though Kirby Smart gave it to him this weekend, George Sankey is thrilled. The SEC is just the top.
The Patriots are prepared to offer the moon to T. Higgins.
Smart.
And they're going to draft Travis Hunter.
There it is. Right there. T. Higgins, Travis, Christian Gonzalez. And me and Mayo be like, you know what? And let's be real.
They're going to mess around and get Ashton Genty. You could probably get Kyle Pitts and still draft Ashton Genty too.
I'm not taking Ashton Genty.
Why?
I can find me a running back. I'm taking me a run. I can find.
You think Genty's a first round draft pick? We here now. We ain't talking about basketball no more. Well, we are. We're going to get to basketball. We got to talk about the Hawks.
Yeah.
Because they actually did it.
But let me tell you, if it's me, they can shake shit up. Oh, you got to draft Travis. So you can't get Genty and Travis.
That's what I'm saying. You think Genty is a first round draft pick?
Yes. But mid to late.
Then you could trade back up. Because you're going to have a top 5 pick in the second round, which is basically another first round pick.
You would probably have to trade 2.
2 what?
Now, 2 seconds.
Or you just trade a player in a second.
Now, so my answer is Ted McMillan. You could get Ted McMillan and T. Higgins and you have a receiving core on day 1. 100%. I think that, this is the reason the old boy, Skedaddle, whatever his name was, who says he's the best running back, now I might take you in the second, third round. I might be interested in there for you.
Yeah, the old regime do like them white running backs too.
Or, I mean, let's be real. Are the Falcons going to extend Algier?
He's still in a contract for another year, I believe. But no.
Yeah.
And I request a trade anyway. Whatever my contract is, trade me. I don't want to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you're not using me, and give me a second or third round pick. Now, Terry Fontenot can say, I found one Tyler Algier, I can find another. And that may or may not be reasonable. But I mean, if I'm the Patriots, if I get Tyler Algier, Ted McMillan, and T. Higgins for Drake May, then we have an offense. The defense is good.
They talking about the Nuggets about to trade Jamal Murray for De'Aaron Fox. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling, so we all over the place. How? Why not?
Wrong.
No, I'm reading. It's right here.
Who? Why would Sacramento take Murray for Fox?
Draft pick. Throwing picks.
What? You want a second round pick?
They said it's the favorite. They said that's the favorite. If they were to trade Murray, that's the trade that everybody's predicting will happen.
Okay, all right. Now we're okay. Are we done with this?
I'm done with football
because now we can go back. Okay, so yeah, throw that football. You have to clip that and throw that back in football. I'm not trading Murray for Fox because the Denver Nuggets pick is going to be the last pick because they're going to win a championship.
You think so this year?
With De'Aaron Fox, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and
yeah.
For sure.
You got old Westbrook and young Westbrook on the same team.
and Westbrook. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Never in a million years would I give up my crown jewel asset for Jamal Murray, who's it's not like I'm not going to get a good pick. And I'm also like not getting out of a contract anytime soon. That's literally the worst of both worlds.
Best of. Nope, never mind.
Wait. Did you look at this?
No. I literally
know what Jamal Murray get. Jamal Murray gets, his money goes up. He gets $50 million next year. The year after that, $54 million. The year after that, $58 million. The year after that, $62 million.
What does what's the name get?
It's close to that. De'Aaron Fox contract, 5 years, $163 million.
That's 50.
It's the same thing. Now you got to re-sign Fox, but you're going to sign him for 50. You're going to sign him for the same thing that you're paying Murray. 54, 58, 60.
You probably have to
There's literally no reason to do this.
You probably have to look at age and all of that stuff. But I'm just telling you, I literally was like, that's interesting. So that's why I said it.
That's not interesting to me at all. If the Nuggets are able to do that to Sacramento, I'm gonna assume that somebody,
the fix is in, just like I think it's in football already. But we'll get there.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's a world where you would trade a younger asset that's going to get paid around the same amount of money for an older asset that you're going to have to pay 50. Let me tell you again what you're going to have to pay him in the year that you're going to have to pay him. You're going to have to pay him in 2028, $62 million.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just reporting what it was.
Yeah.
But you also gonna have
Anthony Simons a million times before.
Yeah. I've been saying that. All right, back to the Hawks. The Hawks are on a win streak. They had won.
No, they're not.
They were on a win streak. They had won 6 in a row after beating the Lakers, a game in which the Lakers had basically given us the game. DeAndre Hunter is flourishing flourishing off the bench, which is something we said should have happened last year. We just didn't have anybody else to start over him. But him and Ricochet are beasts. And we've won 6 out of our last 7 with Trey shooting terribly. But he's also had career high in assists 2 out of the last 3 times we played. So you kind of, I mean, it is what it is. I would rather have
This is the
assisting
trade
Trey.
that he asked for.
Yep. I would rather have assisting
Minus
Trey.
the missing shots.
And he's a leader. Like, he's playing defense. Oh, he's trying. I mean, once he gets pinned in the post, like yesterday against Denver just wasn't a good game for him. Westbrook posted him, and then Braun ran him around the gym, and then they just switched with Joker. But there was nothing you could do. But also, we also had nothing to do against Joker anyway, because he had 48, 20, and 8 and 5 or whatever he did.
So I'm going to say a couple things here. My first thing is we've been losing or are kind of just not like a place of being the favorite or in front. So we've gotten a different Trey. He's been way more humble. He hasn't shot. Even though he's not like that floater ain't floating. The 3-point shot ain't going down. But he hasn't shot a ton of what I would consider typical Trey Young shots. Now, every now and then you're going to get them. And to a certain degree, that is just kind of the NBA sometimes. So I'm kind of okay with that. But I kind of wish, I'm kind of conflicted. I kind of want him to stay around the same scoring level that he is. I just wish he was more efficient. Because we can win with him scoring 20, 22 points, but I would like for you to make a reasonable amount of shots. Like, he just, and I think that he'll figure it out. We're still kind of in the first lap of the season. It's early. And I do think that he has some injuries. He's played a lot of minutes. I want to give Trey some credit, a lot of credit, because he seemed to have matured. We are playing very balanced basketball. Now, one of the things that people don't really understand is look at our bench. You have DeAndre Hunter, 3rd pick in the draft. You have Onyeka Okongwu, 5th pick in the draft. You have Bogey, who's the best shooter that the Hawks have had since Kyle Korver, on the bench. There's not anybody who has that much draft capital invested in their bench. It's an elite bench.
Not anymore. Denver did a couple years ago when they won the championship.
Yeah, but not now. Oh, and Kobe Buffkin. He's another first-round draft pick. We have 3 first-round draft picks and an elite shooter. That's our bench. That'll win you some games.
Well, I mean, and that's what he said. He said once we got guys back, we knew we could make a run. And I mean, Ricochet is really the key that allows you to put all of that talent and capital on the bench, because he's 6'10".
He's an adult. He plays good defense. Even though his shot hasn't fallen it hasn't fallen as much. He just doesn't get killed on a lot of things. He's still tall, fast, and strong. Well, he's tall and athletic enough to kind of just get it done. And I think that he's not as strong as people think he is, but I think that sometimes people fall asleep because he's a string bean, and then you remember he's still a killer. Now, I think that Alexander Sarr and your people, I think you probably should have. I think that he probably regrets that decision he made. Not showing up for the Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because
that was stupid.
It was stupid, but it benefited us. But also, either one of them would have benefited us because we need, and I'll get to that. But yeah, it was dumb. And now you in Washington, and you the worst player in the league per possession efficiency wise. Because I mean, You're not gonna get the ball.
And there's no plan for that team to get better. There is a plan for those players to go to better teams before the team gets better, and they're not trading you.
And you would have been the pick and roll phenom here.
Oh my God!
And we would have kept Okongwu. But in the last month, the Hawks have beaten. We talked about the Hawks. We lost to. We were the only team that the Wizards had beat the whole year at one point before yesterday when they won. But we've beaten the Celtics, the Bucks, the Cavs twice, and the Lakers in OT, all in the same 2 weeks. Showing our potential when we're fully healthy. I will say the only reason, I'm not going to say the only reason we lost is because of Joker, because we were also hurt. We didn't play Bogey. We didn't play a lot of our depth. We missed 3 players. But
and that's the one thing that's going to be the requirement for the Hawks to be successful is everybody needs to be healthy. That's the thing. It's exciting though because nobody you can't.
That's a crazy stat line.
You just disproved my point. I was literally saying that, hey man, we're a balanced team on most nights. Everybody just does their part. Everybody scores a little 15 to 20 points and we win. Now, this is an overtime game where Trey had 31 points and 20 assists.
On 24 shots.
Now, that is 24. The thing. And before overtime, he was shooting terribly. But 20 assists.
He was cooking the Lakers.
And this is the part that really... It frustrates me, but I can only be so frustrated because it's something that we all kind of deal with, is maturity. This is the first year that Trey has played mature basketball. I think that we've lost some really good players because Trey wasn't mature enough to handle them. I don't think that this is the best iteration of the Hawks roster. I think that Trey is playing more responsibly. I think that he's doing a better job allowing his teammates to flourish in their role. And he's not trying to get into old Trey habits of, I got to show up the star on the other team. Because that was a thing that he would fall in the field clutch of regularly of, I want to beat Kevin Durant myself. If we win, great. If we lose, great. But Kevin Durant's gonna get my respect.
He definitely inhibited the growth of the rest of the team. I think DeAndre Hunter is because he was an adult. He was 22 when he came in the league, 21. He was able to handle it better. Yeah, he was able to handle it better versus Cam, who I still think if he went anywhere else, and I won't blame that all on Trey, but if he went anywhere else, I think he would have developed better because he was developing. But then you get up under Lloyd Pierce, who was a first-time coach, and then you get Nate, who for everything great that he did, he just was like, there's no more time for learning and developing, which is a wild thing to say when 90% of your roster is under the age of 24. So it's difficult to say that.
But you're an old man and playing old basketball. That's the reason it's tricky, because the baseline of the team was better with Nate. We are just now getting back to 500 since Nate left. Nate didn't play Jalen Johnson.
He didn't play Jalen Johnson. Well, we'll get there, but he didn't play Cam as much. And I think because he played TLC, Timothy Luke Cabrera, and then he played the dude that broke his leg. What's his name that broke his leg at the club? He played him.
No. The police broke his leg.
I didn't say he broke his. I said he played the man that broke his leg. The police broke his leg at the club. Either way, the leg was broke at the club.
I didn't break don't tell people I broke my leg at the club when the police assaulted me.
Arbitrary. What I'm saying is you chose to play them over Cam, and Cam would have developed more.
If you look at Cabarro and you look at Ricochet, I hate to make like the French thing, but that's what you kind of wanted from TLC that you're getting out of Ricochet. Play adult defense, shoot some threes, and when you can, you're still relatively rangy, attack the basket.
But also, you have more of a free flowing coach. So Quinn Snyder is not Dan Quinn. Quinn Snyder is just, he's like, at the end of the day, we can mask a lot of our things if we just run. Because I put the ball in Trey's hands, and if you run, and also the makeup of the team, Ricochet is not a 4, and also your man's, is this him right here? Nope.
Now
You got defense, but that's not who
I'm
I'm talking about either. I was really talking about this guy right here. I'll get to it. Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson, as much as we like John Collins, and as much as John Collins probably still fits with this team as the small ball 5, Jalen Johnson is the perfect. Him and Ricochet are the perfect. Oh, same thing. Him and Ricochet are. It's the same. Him and Ricochet are the perfect complement for Trey.
Now, I also think that Trey. I don't know who told Trey this, but Jalen Johnson, Ricochet, and Dyson Daniels, they got the same haircut. They got the same almost everything. That is something that works there. Now, Trey, I swear to you, you can either get with it or we can spend this $50 million on other players. It's that simple. I would like for you to be here because I think you're the greatest. I think you're the best facilitator in the NBA. But I can find another point guard and I can pay him half of what I'm paying you.
I can get 2
to throw the ball. Exactly. It's that simple. Like, I hate to be that, but Dyson looks like he might be in the conversation for defense, or he won Defensive Player of the Month. High chance he'll be in the conversation.
He leads the league in steals per game by 3. He's averaging like 4 steals a game, and the next person is at 1.
Deflections. And if you watch him play, he don't take no plays off. And this look is what he looks like. He don't have a lot to say, but he's a killer.
If he ever gets that shot down.
Ooh. Oh, if he could just give you 15 points a night.
He frustrated LeBron. Russell Westbrook, he didn't even say a word that Westbrook was ready to fight. Now, Westbrook is always ready to fight, but Westbrook was big mad. And I was like, why is he so angry? Because he just kept deflecting the ball. He's 5th amongst block. He has 19 blocks as a guard.
He's a pest. I
don't even know if that's a pest, because a pest is little. Jose Alvarado is a pest. He's 6'5".
Whoever said, hey, we should go get give me Dyson.
Landry Fields.
Person. That one. Now, I do sometimes think about, boy, if I could have DeJounte in this. Because DeJounte he just got a different fire about him. But I'm okay with what I got, especially if Dyson can get you like 15 points, a decent 3-pointer. And when Trey was out, he ran the 1.
Him and Kobe.
I'm going to tell you, now, this is the thing that does piss me off. I like Vit Krejci a lot. I love Vit Krejci. I'll say that. But you must develop the draft capital that you spend. We haven't played Kobe Buffkin in 2 games. Well, he played the last game, but it was 4 minutes. It was just garbage minutes. Stop doing that shit.
Kobe Algier.
and Kobe, he's not Trey. He's not like, I have to have the ball. Typically, Jalen Johnson is the facilitator on that second unit, but he's strong. He has good hands. He plays good defense, and he can facilitate well enough, and he attacks the basket. Stop not playing him to play Vit Krejci. As much as I like Vit, you got to be real with Vit. We already got him for the next 18 years for no money. He on a 4-year minimum deal. It's one of the worst deals you can sign. He signed death row deal. but he got a deal for 4 years.
Yeah, he got stability. And where he from, I mean, probably sending that money home. That's what Africans do.
Develop Kobe Buffkin. You drafted him. You have, like, that's the one thing the Falcons have never done, is had a legitimate backup point guard. And I don't know if it's because they don't want Trey to be concerned. Kobe's not going to take your job. But in the 15 minutes that you may need off for whatever you need for the game, let's get him to a point where he can be competent, he can be strong, and he can do whatever he needs to do. And honestly, you really need to develop him to a point, because as much as I love Bogey, Bogey's knee is funny. If Bogey can't go, then we need to get more minutes out of Kobe in those times. But that requires you to develop him and have him play. That'll give Trey to get a chance to get off the ball a little bit. And when Kobe, I've seen Trey digress to Jalen. Now, I do think that there is a hierarchy around there. He might not. I'm trying to give Trey some more credit, because he's been more of an adult this year. But maybe he just only, like, I think a lot of it is Trey doesn't respect everybody. I think that he firmly understands that Jalen Johnson is, and they kind of made it clear, Jalen Johnson is the future of this team. You can be a part of this team or you cannot be a part of this team. But this dude who giving us 20, 10, and 5, he's going to be here.
And you know who was like, you know what? I see where y'all going with the vision. I'm going to play my role, at least until this year. DeAndre Hunter. He has 19. He's averaging 20 points off the bench. I round up. Once we get to the 5, I round up. 20 points off the bench. And he's getting 20 points off the bench efficiently. And his 3-point shot. And I said this 2 years ago. I was like, dog, DeAndre Hunter, and we talked about it all the time. As a starter, you got to get everybody else involved. You got to get the whole team going. You got to get the lineup going as a starter. That's not his forte. His forte is not passing. I think he averaged 2 assists for 3 years. His forte is shooting. And he would get frustrated because you got to get the ball to Trey. Last year, you got to give it to DeJounte. Jalen Johnson was on his way. You still had other players. Bogey don't give the ball to nobody. So there was and Trey wasn't facilitating. So now he's off the bench. Him and Bogey just tag team. Here, throw the ball to you, shoot a 3. Throw the ball to you, dribble, shoot.
And that's when Jalen Johnson is the facilitator.
If he's on the court. That's why you like Buffkin.
But what typically, that's what they do, is Trey comes out, and then you have Jalen with Bogey, Hunter, V, or Dyson. Buffkin, and no. And then in a Kungwu. So Jalen is the ball handler, facilitator, and you can play more of a 5-out style basketball. Now, I do think that the guy who probably has to go is a Kungwu. He don't fit.
Before you do that, shout out to DeAndre Hunter for being a 6th man of the year candidate.
Oh, yeah. And
kind of walked away from that.
I think the best thing, I think that the best thing for you to do is to acknowledge and accept that role. Because, I mean, I was kind of facetious, but we got a bunch of 1st-round draft picks on the bench. That's a luxury that nobody else has. Look at the rest of these guys here. Rest of these guys is either old or questionable. Peyton Pritchard, you can score. That's literally the only thing you can do. You Garrison Matthews on steroids.
Literally just said the same thing about DeAndre Hunter 30 seconds ago.
Now, Hunter is a decent defender.
Peyton Pritchard is a pest.
Aggressive. I've seen Hunter give Luka hell.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton ain't doing that. Clarkson ain't doing that. Malik ain't doing that. And the Maliks. Hunter is a solid defender. He's not Dyson. He's not an advantageous defender. He just don't get beat. Bogey's a scorer. Like, that's the reason we need to develop. We either need to develop Buffkin, or we need to get Dennis Schroeder from the Nets.
Clint has had 17. Dennis Schroeder, Schroeder ain't coming back to LA. He wasn't playing second fiddle behind Jeff T. You think he gonna stay here with Trey?
Yes.
No. But he's not leaving the Nets. But Clint Capella has 17, 17, 14, 13.
Leaving the Nets. Why would the Nets keep him?
I mean, they're already talking about trading Cam. You're not gonna trade both.
Why not?
They're gonna trade. Who do you keep? So you trade everybody. Well, I mean, it is what it is. But
they're terrible. Yeah. I want all picks back.
Speaking of trades, do you trade Clint or Okongwu? Clint, his last 5 games, has had 50 boards, 60 boards, 60 plus boards in his last 5 games.
Okongwu.
What do you trade Okongwu for? Because Okongwu had like 15 and 12 against Joker last night.
Okongwu's not big enough to be a starter. And you got to find a succession plan for Clint, but you can't bench Clint because show the rebound stats. Clint is a guy who never get the credit that he deserves. He's one of the best rebounders of his time.
Yeah. He is. He gets cheap ones, but yeah, I agree. Overall, he's always in position, and he hustles, and he runs. Like, he gets up and down the floor. It's just Clint. The reason I say I like Clint, and coming off the bench, either one. First of all, either one, you're gonna have to trade. You have to trade Okongwu for a starter, or you're gonna have to bench Clint, or trade Clint for a starter and bench Okongwu. But neither one of them can start. Which is why I keep saying DeAndre Ayton, but I don't know Ayton's contract. I thought it was almost, but Ayton on this team at least stretches the floor.
You gotta find another guy.
You pair him with Clint. That's why I would trade him. I would trade Okongwu for Ayton. I don't know how that works, but I would do it.
You can't. Ayton is like $40 million. Okongwu's like $20 million. You know what my answer is, but I don't think he'd come back. He's the right answer, and the salary about the same. And he's a guy who can play the 5 or the 4.
Yeah. John Collins. I know you're talking about.
Right. I mean, it's just the right answer. Because Clint, he ain't going to have it all the time, especially against like the smaller stretch 5s. Collins is a better matchup. And Okongwu was just too small. And I just don't know that he's that short, but he don't do enough on the boards for me consistently. And that's the reason that he can't overtake Clint. He's better offensively. He can stretch the floor. At least he'll shoot the 3. But he just can't move Clint out of the way. And we've gone through this too many times. Now, Clint eventually probably does need to go to the bench,
which he would be okay with.
Yeah,
but you got to get either you get a defensive 5 or you get a stretch 5.
Now, Clint is expiring.
Oh, then they're going to trade him. That's your trade bait. Because you got Okongwu locked in, and he's younger. Clint is an expiring contract.
But what do you... Yeah, you're right. He's an expiring, but you could probably re-sign him for... He's getting paid 22. I give him 5 years, $100 million, $20 million a year. I give him the Okongwu contract to be on the bench.
And just keep Okongwu.
Well,
they both averaging. I'm pretty sure they're averaging just about. I think Clint may average a little bit more boards. Okongwu averages more points because Okongwu's touch around the rim is so much better. Clint Capella, every time I think he gets better, he is the epitome of law averages. He gonna hit 5 in a row, then he gonna miss 5 in a row, and it be in his.
17 board. It's
Yeah,
board.
but 5 of them be from him missing.
I still take 12. Okongwu never gonna get. He ain't gonna get that.
Okongwu's not gonna get you to. Also, Micah Parsons Jr. left the field before the game was over after the Cowboys blew the game after having a.
He out of there. He probably out of there. Make that move.
Yeah. So I mean, we kind of beat this dead horse. Shout out to the Hawks.
So do tell me how you feel about the Hawks. That's a more overarching thing.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't.
Neither one of us really did. So that's the reason I was like, yeah, just.
I like the Hawks. I think we got to make a move. What that move is, I don't know. Well, I know what it is. It's the 5.
It's got to be a big.
It's got to be a 5. I think we either underutilizing Larry Nance Jr. because he hit like 7 threes in the game and just we didn't play him anymore. I didn't understand it. So either we're underutilizing him or he's been hurt. Or
he's not hurt. He's just our insurance policy. They've made it very clear, not trading him.
Well, then you don't necessarily need a big. If he's the insurance policy, then I would play him because he's 6'10", right? 6'9", 6'10". He's taller than Okongwu.
He's a center. He's the NBA center.
Him and Okongwu actually wouldn't be bad on the floor together because he can hit the corner 3, and Okongwu works better in the paint by himself. And Larry Nance they're both really good pick and rolls.
But he's an NBA center, and he can shoot the 3. He can still jump attack the basket. Yep. You just don't have. I mean, Okongwu's not the best rim protector.
He just can't be. He tries to be. Also, they give a lot of cheap fouls to Okongwu because he's short. A lot of times he be blocking the shot, and they be like, "Nope." I'm like, "No." And Okongwu, the thing I like about Okongwu is he's not scared. He go out. It don't matter who it is. He gonna try to dunk on you. He gonna get the rebound.
He was the original Giannis stopper. Remember now, when everybody was like, "Oh," I was like, "No, we good." Now we had a little bit different slate of teams then.
Yeah, Anthony Davis put us in the rim.
I mean, they still lost the game.
Mm-hmm. They lost. We didn't win. They lost.
They just don't. And Max Christie, the Hawks fans ain't shit.
Said we was gonna trade him.
Chanting,
LeBron will trade you.
Yeah, they will trade you because LeBron will trade you.
Mm-hmm. But I like where we are. I think healthy because there's not a separation of teams in the East yet. I think we can hang with them. I think we still have bad matchups if we don't make a trade. I think we could. I don't think the Cleveland game was a fluke. I think we could beat Cleveland. I think we have a chance to beat them in a series. I think we have a chance against the Bucks. I think we have a chance against the Heat. I think we have a chance against the Knicks. I don't know if we have a chance against the Celtics, but if you make the trade to get a big, then I think we're scary. I think we're a scary team regardless, especially if this is the trade that we're gonna get.
The Sixers have done us the biggest solid
by being boo-boo.
Yes, the Bucks have done us the biggest solid by being mid. Miami not. Yep, the Miami Heat not really making a decision on what to do with Jimmy Butler. They're doing us a solid. I think that we're above 500. Halliburton and the regression or not figuring it out, all of those things have done us a massive, massive solid. But we have to figure out how to elevate this team before somebody wakes the fuck up. Because somebody gonna wake up and like, hey, we not finna lose. The Bucks at 12 and 11, and the Hawks at 13 and 12.
The Bucks are just now getting healthy.
But we need to figure out how to get our team to be equal to or greater than before they ramp back up.
Yeah, we'll find out. I like where we sit. I like what I'm seeing. But to me, We're still the number
sucks though.
We're a number 5 team right now. I think we could possibly drop to the play-in because I think Orlando got a blessing in disguise. Unfortunately for them, I think Franz now has the exact same injury that Paolo has with torn oblique. Both of them are 6'10". Both of them can handle the ball. Both of them can shoot, and both of them were averaging 20-plus points.
But they even after Franz and like,
I think Orlando's going to be a top 3 seed, which then puts us down to 5 or 6. And if Philly ever gets it together, because I think Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and even Paul George, who I think is old, if they can ever just stay healthy, I think they'll go on like one of them 20-5 runs in the second part of the season.
It don't matter. Get me to the playoffs with that team.
Exactly, but I think they'll push us to the play-in. So I think right now we're not a play-in team. I think we're better than a play-in team just because everybody's bad. But Middleton gets healthy for the Bucks. If the 76ers get healthy, Magic will get healthy. Then you still have the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, and the Knicks. And I ain't even said nothing about the Knicks, who Karl Anthony Towns is having a renaissance. He is like, nah, y'all thought it was Ant. It was me and Ant. And he's playing out of his mind.
Nah, we always respected Karl Anthony Towns. You just saw.
Well, he when he looked at that ref and said, "Oh, you ain't gonna call nothing fadeaway 3, get the ball, come down and dunk on that." I was like, he did all of that in like 4 plays.
But you also giving 90% of shots at that. Like,
well, Thibs is playing you 7,000 minutes a month.
Thibs, boy.
The Nick and OG, and let me tell you, out of those 3 players on here, Thibs is playing the most minutes of the last 5 weeks. Was Mikal Bridges at 1, Josh Hart at 2, De'Aaron Fox at 3, OG Anunoby at 4. Let me tell you who cannot take that workload is OG Anunoby. He broke down last year at the end of the year. Correct. And y'all just paid him $50 million a year, whatever they paid him.
That's what I'm waiting on right now. Is it's gonna happen. Thibs, they beat the Hornets by like 30. They played all them players 38 something minutes. Like, bro, you up by 30. Get them out of the game. Thibs is crazy. And it's going to come back to bite them. And then everybody's going to be like, oh, well, if he didn't play them all the minutes, they wouldn't have won in the first place. So I guess it's fair. I'm waiting on the Knicks to fall apart. And they've been mostly underwhelming to me.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they took a step back with that trade, but I do think but also, I mean, they can still make another trade. The trade deadline, we don't know what's about to happen. The trade deadline is not far. You just said Brooklyn is about to trade everybody. You could add somebody to this team.
I wanted to complain, but Bridges got 17 points, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 47 from the field. I mean, that's all you can ask for when Karl Anthony Towns giving you 25.
And how many rebounds? 13?
Jalen and Karl Anthony Towns both giving you 25 a night.
50.
OG
50. As soon as we walk on the court, we at 50.
Jesus.
They balanced.
Jalen and Karl Anthony Towns, that's 25 and 25. OG and Mikal, 16 and 17. And Josh Hart just running around, 14 points. And 8.5 fucking rebounds.
Josh Hart should be coming off the bench. I don't know why
Josh Hart's so good.
He should be off the bench. I don't know why
Josh Hart at 14, 8, and 6,
mm-hmm.
Really 14, 9, and 6.
Hunter and Bogey averaging 20 and 15. That's the play that they need to trade for. They need to put, because Josh Hart off the bench last year is why he's crazy. If you could put him on the bench,
Josh Hart is your second leading rebounder.
Then trade for a 4. Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby.
So good.
Yeah.
You can't trade Josh Hart though.
No, I didn't say trade Josh Hart. I said trade for. So you would have to trade for somebody. I don't know what you trade because you don't really have a bench now. If you could get Josh Hart back on the bench and get a 4 back, you don't even need a great 4. You just need a serviceable 4. You just need a stretch 4.
bench. See, this is the reason they're gonna fall apart. The bench sucks. Cameron Payne, Miles McBride. Then they got Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart, Precious Achua. Eventually, you'll get Mitchell Robinson back, but you still don't have. Then what do you do with that? Yeah, that it's gonna fall apart. But shout out to Chris Paul. He is now the second. He's in second place in assists all time. Only behind John Stockton, who I assume that he won't pass because he needs like 3,000 assists. They also say that Chris Paul is about to pass Jason Kidd when it comes to rebounds too. You look at Chris Paul's numbers and look at his hand. Why is his hand so big for him to be this little? It's kind of unfortunate that he'll probably never get a championship, but I do think that he's thoroughly enjoying playing with Wemby.
I think Wemby about to boost them stats. Wemby about to boost them stats, boy. He just did a behind the back pass to Wemby on a one-legged three coming down the court. I was like, well, whatever. And go ahead and get John Collins. Fuck it. You'll triple you'll do it. I do it.
That honestly is the right answer.
I do it tomorrow.
Get Sochan out of that 4 spot. Wemby, Collins, Harrison Barnes. That's a hell. Like, it's a very mature front court with no ego.
I would try to trade Harrison Barnes, but he's also a better shooter. But you put Sochan at the 3 with John Collins and Wemby with Chris Paul and Devin Vassell with Keldon Johnson. Well, you'd have to have Keldon Johnson in probably the trade, but shout out, not to bury the league, Chris Paul, man, somebody to me that was done wrong. He should definitely have 2 to 3 rings. Adam Silver, may he rest in niceness, comfortability in his grave.
What you mean? Adam Silver is alive.
Not Adam Silver. David Stern.
Yo, do not kill Adam Silver. Who's
my bad. Not Adam Silver's alive. David Stern vetoed the trade that would have sent Chris Paul to the Lakers with Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard, which I think that was almost. So I think that's it. But he persevered. He's had a controversial career. Not really. It ain't been controversial. He just didn't like.
Yes, it has.
He just didn't
spit on people, fight people. Like, now we're gonna keep it real.
I mean, I think he got
is a hand.
He also was desperate. He didn't do all those things at the beginning of his career, but once you get closer to 32, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, you trying to win a ring, and you going up against you that close. You get to Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, and you're up by 15, and then everybody just starts missing.
I like Chris Paul. We share the same name, but he's also a dirty player now. He's just dirty.
Gotta do what you gotta do when you 5'11", big dog. You playing against Cade Cunningham, who's 6'8". He's the only person that's smaller than you or your size at point guard is Trae Young. Only one.
I mean,
even Jalen Brunson's bigger than you.
Yeah, but you also the point guard too.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson ain't gonna end up a Hall of Famer. I mean, Trae might. Trae stats probably gonna get him there.
Jalen Brunson wins a ring for the Knicks. He'll probably go to the Hall of Fame. Every person that's won a ring for the Knicks won a ring.
I mean, I think that I don't know about that. But if you win a ring for the Knicks,
Phil Jackson.
If you win a ring for the Knicks, I think that I ain't gonna say. I'm not gonna say it's the same, but you'll get so much love that you'll be okay. Hey, I wonder if people want all them people play. Melo played for the Knicks.
Hall of Fame.
All these other people play for the Knicks. Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
But what I'm saying is, I think that some people might be okay with just winning, like being the person who won them a ring. I took the Knicks to the championship, won them a ring. If you don't put me in the Hall of Fame, that's fine. I'm beloved in the home of basketball.
I'm saying Hall of a championship in New York with the state of New York basketball is synonymous with Hall of Fame. You win a championship, you will go to the Hall of Fame. You win a championship, you'll go to the Hall of Fame.
I mean, I guess. I mean, the first, like, the Mavericks years was rough, but 24, 28, 25, he might get there. But yeah, shout out to Chris Paul at the end of the day. Draymond killed Rudy. I think he killed him on purpose.
Yeah, that was ISO. That was definitely on purpose. And he called that play. That play ain't in the playbook. There is no Draymond ISO in none of Steve Kerr's plays. Not none. And he called ISO for Draymond and was like, all right, well, if that's what you want to do. And they did
y'all gotta, people might not like Draymond, but Draymond ain't scary. And he's a highly intelligent, high IQ basketball player who's going to be a Hall of Famer. And then finally, we just gonna, me and Reggie have kind of alluded to it the whole night. Aiden is a good basketball player, but Chauncey Billups has recently benched him. And he just said he didn't like his spirit. And in this game against the Jazz, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 3 of 7 from the field, 0-2 from free throws, a minus 29 in 17 minutes, and you lost to the Jazz 141-99. Now, I will say that the Jazz are probably not their best team.
They ain't 42 points better than you.
No. They don't have nearly enough offense to put 42 on you. But Walker Kessler does make it immensely more difficult for 8. And the Jazz have to figure out what they're going to do with their roster, because
Danny Ainge ain't trying to win. Danny Ainge is trying to fuck shit up for everybody else. He ain't trying to win.
Fleece. You're right.
He trying to get Cooper Flag. He trying to build, what he trying to build over there. The same reason that the Braves moved to Cobb County. He's trying to build something for their desired demographic.
Yeah, but the thing about that is you don't want to ruin Keontae George in the process, because you got to have a point guard. And
everything I've seen from Danny Ainge is he ain't really he trying to fleece. That's all he's been doing since Boston. It's fleece. Y'all don't gonna give me a job. Y'all gonna bad talk me and all that. All right, bet. You want a player? I got John Collins for the Hawks. Y'all want to give him back? I need double what I gave y'all.
But see, that's the thing. John Collins is playing better than Lauri Markkanen.
They're not gonna trade Lauri.
I know. And they drafted Filipowski, who's a power forward.
Wonder why he ain't played. Told y'all. Now that was an unathletic dude.
Nah, Filipowski is not bad. It's just nowhere for him to play.
Well, then if they drafted him, then they plan on trading John Collins. So John Collins is probably going to be on the move.
Yeah, but he's
San Antonio,
the best player on your team.
So
John Collins is supposed to be on the bench. He just played so good. It's like, well, I guess we have to start him. But him and Walker Kessler don't really match.
The same thing. Same thing he was in Atlanta with.
But I think that it probably makes more sense, like the basketball you want to play now, to put John at the 5, especially if you get Cooper Flag. John Collins at the 5, Cooper Flag at the 4, Lauri Markkanen at the 3. They gonna shoot. And Lauri and Cooper can dribble. John can't dribble, but then you can big man P&R. Keontae and Colin Sexton can stand out there. And you could get John for about what you're paying him now. You could extend him for another 4 years, $100 million. That's a steal.
Yep. But, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the episode of 170 of the SplashCast Monday Night Raw. Somehow we still made it to 5 hours. With that being said, Nord, if we ain't miss anything, take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, number one, happy holidays. The SplashCast loves you if nobody else does. Thank you guys for rocking with us today, beginning, middle, and end. Always remember, please like, follow, and subscribe. Also remember, we put out a playlist out every week, religiously, every week. And it is the best music. And it's really the only place you can find good music because it's difficult to find these days. Number one, more black baseball. Number 2, more black cowboys and cowgirls. Number 3, the historically black college and university your cousin went to, your auntie went to, your uncle went to, you went to. Send some money over there. Support that school. The historically black college university in your neighborhood. The ones you go to for homecoming, step shows, football games. Hey, also remember, y'all celebrate the Celebration Bowl. Please go to that.
Go
send some money there.
Put it on the TV, put it on your phone. You can, if you don't even want to watch it, put it on mute, but do it. Make sure y'all watch.
And of course, the greatest learning institution in all the world, one of the best HBCU football teams in the nation, the Hampton University. We only ask for $18.68 on behalf of the year the university was founded. Please send that on behalf of the SplashCast. We truly, truly, truly appreciate that. Once again, you guys could have been anywhere. You came and kicked it with your favorite HBCU homeboys. Had a couple beverages, some spirited conversations about a myriad of different topics. But we appreciate you. We thank you. And we look forward to doing this again for you next Monday. Y'all be safe. Adios, mi amigos. God is love. Until we meet again, y'all be safe. We out of here.
Peace. We out of here. Love y'all. Until next time.
What should they do? Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, boy.